Kado joins me now as we walk you through some of the things you've been saying on X. So, Kado, what are the things they've been talking about on X?
Well, it's a 48-hour ultimatum that has been given to President Bola Tinubu by SERAP. So, TikTok says the clock. And we'll walk you through this and other trending issues right now on social media. So, yes, SERAP has given President Bola Tinubu 48 hours to reverse petrol price hike. So, counting from yesterday. I imagine 24, I think. So we have 24 hours to go. So what are you saying about that? Let's take a look at what Robert Andrew has to say. Begins with a question. Reverse? I be make them take him back to 200 where he meet him. Essentially, if you translate this to English, it means how do you translate pidgin to English? Appropriately. You know, some things you shouldn't touch some things. Just leave them. But basically, this is what it's saying.
Let's take it back to 200.
Not reverse, but take it back to 200.
Take it back.
That's how many years ago now, Jeffrey?
No, that's not how many years ago. That's less than 2 years ago. This fuel sold at that amount in, say, May 2023.
200.
About that. Just about, let's just say at first quarter, second quarter of the year before the president. As soon as the president said subsidy is gone, everything went.
You know what the funny thing is? It feels like that was like 4-5 under Buhari.
I can tell you, it's just barely less than a year and a half ago. Wow. So let's just say before President Tinubu took over, fuel was that affordable, cheap,
200,
and all of that. But now, you buy it the other day and 1,100, 1,150. We don't know where it's going. Agbaka says 48 hours too much now. Waiting do 2 to 3 hours.
There you go.
Nigerians will resort to pidgin on this one.
Right.
It's really deep.
Bamidele is next. That's Stephen. He needs 2 years to fix Nigeria. So don't rush him. So you see sarcasm, lots of things. Sarcasm, pidgin, and all of that. It just shows what's going on.
Exactly. So this is coming from Edo Blood with loads of numbers. You say, are you sure it won't worse? It won't be, I guess you wanted to say it won't be worse before 48 hours because everything about Nigeria is extraordinary every day. That rhyme. Like a rhyme for it.
Well, it's good to see creativity from Nigerians, particularly
in the midst of this.
Exactly. And another issue tied to this conversation, Jeffrey, is Dangote refinery. Again, we ask, where is the Port Harcourt refinery in all of this conversation? But a lot of attention has been on Dangote refinery for obvious reasons. Rolled out products just a few days ago. But then we understand, according to reports, that Dangote refinery may resort to exporting PMS following what has been reported as NNPC's refusal to be the sole buyer of its product. Now, you need to understand when the word refusal is used, it's not as though it fell on the table of NNPC and NNPC said, no, we don't. Exactly, it's a business, essentially. But let's take a look at what Nigerians have to say about this. Williams Itopise has this to say, Dangote should sell to independent marketers and NNPC separately at the same rates. If NNPC wants to subsidize their own in their filling stations, so be it. But don't forget what billionaire Femi Otedola said about depot owners and all of that, that they may need to sell for scrap as a result of Dangote coming on board. So you wonder what will happen to that whole value chain. Don't forget, it's a major value chain. That's the question.
At the end of the day, it's an argument that the NNPCL has been having with Dangote refinery. On one hand, we heard they were supposed to be what you call bilateral monopoly, sell to NNPC, NNPC sells to others. NNPC say, no, we're not in that business. NNPC is saying, no, we didn't tell you we're going to sell cheaper fuel, we can guarantee you energy security and all of this. Mine is simple. I do not believe that the Port Harcourt refinery will come upstream this September. I want to be proven wrong. And if that happens, that it doesn't come upstream, and Melekere and the rest still have a job, then we'll know where we are as a country. So let's go to the next one. Kaide, which one am I reading next?
Well, Uzoma, actually.
Uzoma, it will be unfair to insist that NNPC buy Dangote petrol at more than market value, just as it will be unfair to insist that Dangote cannot sell petrol to the highest bidder, including the export market. In essence, full subsidy removal and allowing the markets to fix price.
Alabi says, well, this is where we've gotten to, and it's very sad. This user says we're in a fuel crisis. So this gives you a sense of what Nigerians have to say about this. But on the flip side is what NNPC eventually said. So we can now take away what NNPC really said, which is that Dangote refinery is free to sell directly
to anyone,
marketers. So that is NNPC's position. The refusal, of course, is an interpretation. But what are you saying about even NNPCL's position? First user, Just Kensi says, NNPC is playing a cat and mouse game. Why do you say that, though? Let's see if there's an explanation. The agreement was for NNPCL to be the sole buyer of Dangote's PMS. This was widely reported in local and international newspapers. So,
NNPC has denied that.
Exactly, and even when Dangote was asked about this, well, he said that the price is left to FEC because it's something determined that they'll wait to hear from NNPCL. So maybe that gives credence to what a lot of people thought is the agreement. But then you have to understand how important petrol is. Some of these decisions are made at the very top because there's a subsidy conversation. So it looks like this is not happening at all anymore.
Peculiar Part 1 says, I am not an expert in this area, but I guess this means Dangote can sell at any price it deems necessary to independent marketers, or will any government regulator agencies still peg the price Dangote will have to sell to marketers? My concern is that if Dangote sells at the rate of rumored cost between 1K to 1.2 per litre to independent marketers, doesn't this mean that the fuel may cost as much as between 1,100 to 1,300 per litre to Nigerians? Lots of things to consider.
Interesting days ahead, really.
It's just exhausting to talk about the NNPCL. On the one hand, they're also complaining that the burden of carrying PMS costs is killing them, which is why we're complaining that they're not doing well as a company.
Right.
On the other hand, you can't take what they say to the bank. If they say something, you have to double check. They say it's morning, go and check whether it's afternoon. Because that is... So even when they are saying the truth,
right,
it looks like they're not saying the truth. So this is what I advise NNPCL. When you come out, be clear as the weather, so that nobody misinterprets that, because the perception right now is that nobody really takes what you say at that level that you want them to take it. So your communication people needs to do better.
So there's energy security, Jeffrey,
Yep.
and there's security. Of course, you may have seen that report that over 196 soldiers stationed in the Northeast and other active regions requesting voluntary retirement from the Chief of Army Staff. Well, that statement was put out on social media. You may have seen that statement titled "Approval for Voluntary/Medical Discharge Soldiers Batch 2 2024" and all of that. It's a statement that has been put on. But what are you saying about that? Well, this user, Amakogi, has this to say: I don't blame them. Poor remuneration, poor salary, outdated ammunition, no coordination, strict warnings to capture terrorists alive instead of terminating them immediately, and many more. Well, the military has put out a statement saying they are free to resign. But the reason alluded to across board, the military saying, no, that is not true. So admitting on the one hand about this resignation or whatever, but saying the reason is not the reason.
Well, whatever it said, the people have a right for 190-something people to resign for whatever reason in one fell swoop. It's not a good thing.
Yeah.
However they want to explain this out of whatever it is they want to explain, it's not good. It takes a lot to train one soldier.
Right.
One soldier in Nigeria, it takes a lot of investment to train a soldier. And now that we need them, they're leaving. I know they can leave for whatever reason, but we need to find out what exactly is going on with the military, because it's important for national security. Yaya Abba says more than 500 will apply for the job this year. That's how life is. Okay.
Let's take a look at this one from Zayed, saying, I don't blame them, or I don't blame them. They want a better future too, since they realize this uses words that Nigeria may not be ready to tackle lingering insecurity. But we heard the military time and again say, well, we are determined to stamp out insecurity. Clearly, there are challenges, and I think these are the issues to bring to the fore and say, how do we resolve them? We don't need to hide from these things. They are very glaring to us.
Okay. The issue of Pastor Jeremiah's miracle water soap under investigation, says now that, remember the pastor, the prophet in Warri? That's
right.
in Delta State, from Delta State, Pastor Jeremiah has been a loggerhead with a social media influencer called Very Dark Man and all of that. So NAFDAC is saying, he has this water, all kinds of products that is said, miracle water, miracle this, that, and the other that makes miracles to happen, and they say it's NAFDAC certified.
Right.
And there's a lot of controversy around that. So the case is in court, but NAFDAC is also saying they're investigating him. But the NAFDAC is complaining, according to what I read, that their investigation is being hampered one way or the other. So this is what you're saying. Tadi says, great news. There must be no sentiment in ensuring that only product that meets regulatory standards circulated in the public space.
Take a look at what Sensei Baldessari has to say on this one. How do you investigate
miracle water?
Oh, wait, let me take the one before that. Mighty. You can take Sensei. But Mighty has this to say. Waiting them, they investigate. We're resorting to pigeon yet again, which means what are they investigating?
Yeah.
Is it that difficult to identify any product without NAFDAC number? Jeffrey, reading through the comments and following this particular debate, so I'm proposing that can we have a national agency for spiritual items? Because people are saying NAFDAC is not well placed to investigate something spiritual.
Maybe we have to, they need to create a unit in NAFDAC that investigates spiritual items, towel, water, whatever it is that causes miracles.
Right.
Let's go to the next one. Because of time. We are going to provide you with insecurity. That's coming from the Edo State governorship candidate, APC governorship candidate, Senator Mondo Pablo. He was at the campaign ground, and this is what he says. This is what he said. So take a listen to what he said that people have been reacting to.
We are going to provide you with insecurity.
I don't know whether he corrected himself or it's just a slip of tongue or whatever it is. So this gentleman, Senator Pueblo, we've been asking him to come, let's have a chat. He's the only candidate amongst the major candidate, permit me to use that word, that has refused to show up for a television interview of any kind. And here it is, whether it was a slip of tongue or it was, I don't know what happened.
Well, we want to believe it was a slip of tongue.
Because nobody will say...
Senator Shomole. I was at that point just realized, oh gosh.
What just came out of my guy's mouth?
What just happened right now? So you could see he was trying to...
Tap him.
He had gone out already.
Yeah, he had gone out. So, but I don't think anybody's going to be campaigning to provide insecurity. But hey, Nigerians are saying a lot about it. Kyrie, you have the first.
Agam Friday says, well, his promise to Edo State and his promise to the people of Edo State with insecurity must be rejected. If I may ask how the parties conduct their candidate screening. So again, we want to believe this is a slip because this is not in his campaign
manifesto
promise and all of that. We've not seen a promise to provide insecurity. So these things happen, whether or not he corrected it.
Have you seen his campaign manifesto yet? I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen it.
I would like to get it. All right, Tommy says, Edo people, the choice yours to make here is your governorship candidate promising you security plus the current economic hardship, then what will be left of the poor citizens who don't have money to buy their protection? So I know this is political season, so if you make this kind of slip, the opposition or the other party will make a feast out of it. But I want to believe it was, I'm not speaking for him, but this should be a slip of tongue. I don't think he's going to be making promises to kill anybody or providing security. But ours is simple. Come to, let's have a chat, okay? What are your plans? Beyond going around at the campaign ground, what exactly are you going to do for the people of Edo? We've had the PDP, we have the Labour Party and other parties coming out to speak what they will do. I even asked Senator Shomole, I said, when are you going to bring your guy? So let him come, let's have a chat together.
And just to add, Jeffrey, pardon me, that Mercyland, that's the church in question, the church of Pastor Jeremiah. Pastor Jeremiah has also put out a statement regarding that, saying at no time did he try to use the NAFDAC number and all of that. But this is quite a long statement. You can catch it across board. But just to give you that side.
So does that mean the products don't have NAFDAC number?
Well, you know what? Stay with us right here on Channels Television. All of that will unfold for you.
Okay. We'll be right back. Join us again.